To point this out, I have some breaking news right now that's coming out of the New York Daily News. They posted a complete guide. This is the liberal response to a potential...
Good riddance. Right. Don't they have the gif of Bugs Bunny sawing off Canada from America, and the Canadians are all
well,
like, no, we don't want
I'm telling you, it's a complete guide with passports. They got how to get your work visa. Venezuela is not on that list. Isn't that strange?
Oh, you know, also paradise that Bernie Sanders loves so much, that's not on the list.
Miley Cyrus said she's going to leave if Donald Trump wins. So I'm really fully behind Donald Trump.
He really is going to make America great again.
Yeah, we need to get rid of that woman.
This is the complete guide to
integrity. I respect him, even though I disagree with him on some of the security issues.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, he's somebody that cannot be bought. And of course, there's that famous back and forth between him and Leanne Panetta saying, well, you know, if we're going to have a no-fly zone over Syria, who would make that decision? Leanne Panetta said, well, we would, who at the time was Secretary of Defense, we would go to the United Nations, we would go to NATO. And he goes, I can't believe what I'm hearing. You're a congressman. You know what the process is. We got a constitutional process. They simply don't care. So at least he cares about that part of it. And I guess we would have to, of course, he's also a drug warrior as well. So we'll have to...
Anything else at this point in time. That's all they have. They're trying to do everything they can to take this guy down. And they figured, hey, he wants to build a wall. He wants to keep Mexicans out. So now we have to hit him with the KKK card and continue to do that and just completely just...
Joe, I got to say, Chris Wallace has absolutely no shame. To start out the debate with that canard. That is the most. They're not going to have, they don't have a graphic to criticize the tax plans of the other three people on the stage either. That's something they're doing just for Donald Trump, just like they did the ridiculous KKK question again.
No, you're not, sir. Let's put up full screen number 2.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
We got another one.
Okay, so it's going to be Chris Wallace and Fox News against Donald Trump. That's what we're seeing here now. They've got their little talking points.
Guys, we have Jason on the line.
Go ahead, Jason. They were the ones who were playing politics. And, you know, I have an earpiece, and you can hear we're going back and forth trying to establish our phone connection. But he had said that he wasn't going to run in the Reform Party for president because of David Duke and because of Leonora Fulani, who was a communist. He said, I don't want to be associated with people like that. I mean, do you honestly believe? To me, it's exactly, I'll let you respond to this, but let me say one more thing. It was like the situation we had. Remember, they put out that video for a day the Cruz campaign did saying that Marco Rubio walked by Ted Cruz's dad, saw a Bible on the table.
And Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
Which
do you honestly think
do not see the media playing that. And that's why I've told everyone to bombard it on Twitter, because Hillary Clinton actually, you know, commends this guy. But Bill Clinton tries to apologize for Robert Byrd joining the KKK, saying, oh, well, he had to do that to get elected.
Well, let's go back to Jason. Jason, what do you think about that?
It's not about
bringing race into it and endorsing Donald Trump. Do you think that somebody should be calling on Donald Trump to disavow Louis Farrakhan as well? Do you have to disavow everybody, go down the list of people who endorsed you? Yeah.
You keep bringing race into it. It's not about
who
race.
said anything about race?
Character. It's about his character. The fact of the matter is, he repeated the question twice. He repeated the question twice to the person who was asking the question. And twice, he didn't disavow. He was playing politics. He repeated the question. Even if he didn't hear him, even if the earpiece was going out, he heard the question enough to
understand that frame of mind.
Well, and especially since it was either Saturday or Sunday, the entire conservative talk radio. Why don't you ask Roger Ailes what was said off the record about the amnesty plan that Marco Rubio had? And don't tell us this line that you didn't know it was an amnesty plan. Everybody knew it was an amnesty plan. You had him on for an hour with Sean Hannity promoting amnesty. Come on. Everybody knew what was going on.
Establishment prop, I don't know.
And as I pointed out earlier, it was Romney's deputy campaign manager from his campaign 4 years ago, who is ahead of one of the largest anti-Trump super PACs. So, yeah, well, he's got his fingerprints all over it. Romney is desperate to get another bite of the apple, but he's already had 2 tries, and he's failed. Yeah. Categorically.
Ted Cruz just asked Donald Trump, do you really think, or he actually asked the public about Donald Trump, do you really want a president who's going to get up here and talk like this and be loud and demand people to do stuff? Yeah, I think most people along with that and believe, like, oh, my God, I guess everybody in America hates Donald Trump. No, the people that actually care and that are going out and voting, the people have spoken. This is who they want. They're showing up in massive numbers. So all these attacks are just completely and totally ridiculous.
I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree, especially these continued calls for releasing off-the-record accounts between people.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. That's
Until Fox News
every
demands I release
pundit on that stage, I'm sure, has had an off-the-record conversation that
That's
they
how
have
you
no
get people to
intention
talk to you.
of
Well, again,
presenting.
If they don't want people to keep bringing up these off-the-record conversations that Roger Ailes and Rupert Murdoch had with Marco Rubio and Chuck Schumer trying to deceive the conservative. But what offends me, Rob, about this is Fox News laying an ambush here.
Exactly.
We've got a debate between Megyn Kelly and Donald Trump. We don't have a debate between the candidates because the candidates are so weak that, that the donors are telling Fox News, all right, Chris Wallace, hit him on the KKK thing. Megyn Kelly, I want you to hit him on the Donald Trump University stuff. It's like,
And
come
we've
on,
got prepared
they didn't do it on anybody. These other people have had some
No one
plans
else
as well.
has anything to offer.
Rubio's not worth the graphics.
I'm Marmar Mehmedovich, and I'm from Seattle. I want to endorse Donald Trump as
Is not monolithic, just as Judaism is not monolithic, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have people from all religions that do something insanely that affects all of those inside that religion. So
Yes.
I support Donald Trump on the immigration because we can't just let people, even though I was born in Bosnia, no
call.
problem.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out there, your spiritual essence is legal. So the Skeksis that exist out there, Miss Leanne, and hello, Jakari,
Hey,
and everybody else over there.
Hey, John Bound. Yeah, right.
From my command base. Yeah,
Command basement.
everybody needs to know that propaganda is legal. So when you go see a movie, propaganda is legal.
Right.
Should change, the Fox News should change their name to like Voice of America or something.
Yeah, they might as well.
Yeah.
Well,
They might as well. Well, they're just a outfitted voice. I'm sorry, Leanne. What were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say about the repeal of the Smith-Mundt Act and how this time around, how all the cable news networks, all the pundits, everyone is so vocal about who they like and who they dislike. They're very outspoken about take down Trump. They're not even trying to hide it in the media.
And now they're
That's
asking
repeal of the
Marco Rubio has done his entire life, and he's still bankrupt, even though he didn't, even as he's on the take from these guys, he still can't keep his
He
personal
has
life
not
together.
accomplished, right, he hasn't accomplished anything.
Mr. Trump,
He can't even win his own state. That's the point that Donald Trump just made.
bill $10 trillion to the nation's debt over 10 years, even if the economy grows the way that you say it would.
Understand, it's not about that. It's the bureaucracy and the people
That's
thrown
right.
in there
Government
with
destroys the
the
environment. That's what no one
militarized
understands.
EPA. You don't need a militarized environmental protection.
Everybody respects him.
I mean, like when you hit guys with fines for releasing balloons on beaches, I think there's something wrong with your
The
policy.
guy got
Well,
raided for
let's
having
understand,
a stock farm.
the EPA was created by Richard Nixon. It hasn't been around that long, and I worked at a think tank with a guy who had worked there for 30 years, retired, and then created an organization to oppose.
To explain how Trump's plan won't work. I want them to do the same thing to break down this plan when Bernie Sanders comes out, so they can spell it out easily for all the Bernie Sanders supporters of why his plan will not work.
And of course, they're not going to do
though.
that. They're not going to they don't have a graphic to criticize the tax plans of the other three people on the stage either. That's something they're doing just for Donald Trump, just like they did the ridiculous KKK question again.
Right.
No, you're not, sir. Let's put up full screen number 2.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
We got another one.
Okay, so it's going to be Chris Wallace and Fox News against Donald Trump. That's what we're seeing here now. They've got their little talking points.
Negotiating lower drug prices.